All right, if we look at number 1, it's actually a very, very similar problem to what we started with the other day. The only difference is now you'll notice that it is an inequality. So instead of 4x minus y is equal to 10, now we have 4x minus y is less than or equal to 10. So the question now is, if we go through that same series of solutions, and remember they are all in the form x comma y, they all are all ordered pairs, and it says circle each ordered pair that is a solution to the inequality. So which ones make this inequality true? So again, we have 4x minus y is less than or equal to 10. And if we substitute in the 3 for x and the 2 for y, just like the last one, so 3 is being substituted in for x, 2 is being substituted in for y, we want to know if that's less than or equal to 10. So 4 times 3 is 12, minus 2, is that less than or equal to 10? And again, we already knew that was 10. So yes, it works. 10 is equal to 10, so it says less than or equal to. Sorry about the blur. So yeah, this one works. So we can circle this one, highlight this one, whatever you want to do to make sure you symbolize that that makes the inequality true or satisfies the inequality. Then the next one, we can plug in 2 again for x, 3 now for y. So if we do that, we will have 4 times 2 minus 3. We want to know if that is less than or equal to 10. So 4 times 2 is 8. Is 8 minus 3 less than or equal to 10? So 8 minus 3 again is 5. 5 is less than 10, so that is true for this one as well. So you can circle, highlight, or whatever you want to do to symbolize that that is a true statement. So now your job is to go through and try the other solutions there, the other ordered pairs, and see if they satisfy that inequality. Again, does it make a true statement at the end? If you get something that is greater than 10, that is going to make it incorrect or false, so that will not make it an answer. So if we look at number 2 there, asks us to plot the solutions on the coordinate plane. So I have started to do that. You can continue and plot the rest of those points that are true, that were solutions that satisfied the inequality. You should get some more than I have there, but that is just to get you started. It should look like something like that when you get started. And if you look down, number 3 says, does your graph look like a linear solution? Why or why not? So yesterday we talked about, at the end of the class, I believe it was, we talked about linear equations. If you graph a linear equation, it should give you a straight line. So is there any way to connect all these dots and make a straight line? Would it be a linear solution? Think about that and answer number 3. Then if you look at 4, I went ahead and drew the line in for the equation that it's asking for. And then if you look at all the dots, what do you notice about all of the dots in comparison to the line that represents the equation? Your job is to go ahead and answer that for number 4. What do you notice about plotting solutions to inequalities like the one below? And then finally number 5. Solve the inequality for y. So if we solve this inequality for y, we have 4x minus y is less than or equal to 10. So the first thing we need to do is get rid of the 4x that's on the same side as the y. So this is a positive 4x, so I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides of my inequality, just like I would have with an equal sign. If I do that, that gives us 0, so we're just left with negative y is greater than or equal to 10 minus 4x. We can't combine the 10 and the 4x, so they're just written next to each other. Then we have negative y is less than or equal to that. So how do we get rid of that negative sign? Think of that as a negative 1, and we have to divide both sides by negative 1. And when we divide by a negative, remember, our sign must flip directions. So our sign will flip, so we should have y is greater than or equal to, and then 10 minus 4x divided by negative 1. If you want to reduce that, or really divide by the negative 1, you could have negative 10 plus 4x. That's your final answer. And remember to flip your sign. On that quiz, a lot of people may miss some points because they forgot to flip their signs when you multiply or divide by a negative.